Let's talk about Manchester United against West Ham, shall we? Manchester United, a 0-0 against Palace, brilliant against Manchester City, and then fortunate to get a draw against Milan. Chris Boyd, does that tell you that they're still not the finished product?
I think we touched on it a few weeks ago. I don't think Manchester United and the players at that time, when we were speaking about them being title challengers, I don't think they quite believed it themselves. And I think that's shown in their performances. But then when you go into the, last week against City, I thought they were excellent. I mean, the pace they've got, the counter-attack, Rashford, Martial, James, I mean, the pace is, it's very, very difficult to stop, but it's doing it on a consistent basis. And I think when you look at Manchester United, they're not giving away a lot, but they're not scoring a lot as well, and hence the reason why they've drawn a lot of their games. And you just wonder where they would be if they'd be able to pick up a few more wins along the way. Would they be right there with Manchester City putting pressure on them? Because, as I said, with that attacking talent they've got, and obviously Cavani as well, they've got such an array of attackers, but it's not quite been at the heights that we've seen from a Manchester United team. Well, of past years. I mean, recent years, yes, this one's better, but when you go back years, I mean, the amount of chances they created, I don't see that in this Manchester United team. But I mean, they're on a terrific run.
What interests me, though, Lee, is we talk about a lot of Manchester United players at the moment, and the results are a bit up and down. But nobody mentions Paul Pogba anymore. He was constantly in the headlines, a few weeks ago, but they've done so well that now. No mention of him. Yeah,
it's a great show, it really is, and I think that's just because of the players that are performing at this moment in time. I mean, Fernandes has been excellent, hasn't he? McTominay, you've got to give him a big shout out of how well he's done this season. I think there was always a doubts that whether he was going to come in and fit the bill, but he's been one of Manchester United's better players as well this season that you can always pinpoint, along with Luke Shaw and them sort of players that are probably unsung heroes, really. Obviously, Matic has been back involved in that. So it's an interesting point that Pogba's sort of all of a sudden gone under the radar, and it's took that big reflection off Manchester United. Usually, we're used to seeing what surrounds Manchester United, and usually it is surrounding Paul Pogba, isn't it?
Yeah, very much.
I think you've got to give Luke Shaw a lot of credit, because he was written off. He was dubbed as being overweight. He's only 25-year-old now. He's been at Manchester United for a number of years now, but I think you can now see, why Manchester United paid the fee they paid for him, because he's been outstanding this season from that left-back area.
Yeah, look, lots of people have been dubbed overweight, It doesn't affect performance, generally speaking.
I still get it.
I tell you what, Clinton, if you look at David Moyes, though, here, you're looking this weekend from Manchester United, we're here, no Rashford and no Martial and no Cavani and no Pogba and no Van der Beek. You've got to fancy your chances a bit, haven't you?
Yeah, you do, but then Lingard's not available, which is a huge blow, because I think he's been outstanding for West Ham. When you bring a player in and you're looking for them to make a big difference, he's made a big difference. So not having him today, I think, is a huge blow. I mean, yeah, on the weekend is a huge blow, I think, for West Ham. But you are right, Jeff. Antonio's probably looking and thinking, yeah, can I cause this backline a few problems? And they got other players, Ben Rama, Fornells, obviously Souček, Declan Rice. You can go on. West Ham have been outstanding. And they went toe-to-toe with Man City and done ever so well. They probably, you're thinking on another day, maybe they could have got something. Antonio had a few chances. So it is a game Man United won't be looking forward to. It would be difficult. But I just feel if they had had Jesse Lingard, I would have given West Ham more of a chance, because he's been outstanding so far.
David Moyes says, he says, one of our goals at the start of the season was just out of the bottom half of the league. Well, they've just about done that, haven't they? What do you do, Lee, about Edinson Cavani? There are rumours this week that he wants to return to South America. 9 Premier League starts, 9 substitute appearances. Man United have got the option of extending his deal by a further year, but they seem to be questioning that.
I think keep him. I really do. I feel he brings a big point to Manchester United playing through them. I mean, Clinton was just talking about it then, is that I think when you've got a balance of a centre-forward of that calibre, I just feel that he brings something different. I just look at Manchester United, and I feel that that's what they're missing. They're missing someone who's going to play through the middle and score them goals. We're seeing Rashford, Martial play through there, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it consistently. I think that is where they need someone like him who's going to play enough games. Obviously, question mark on his age, but I've seen him enough this season, and he's certainly a big threat through the middle, particularly when you've got the likes of Martial and Rashford on either side of him. I feel that is a great driving force going forward. But again...
Sorry, mate. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a special player. Man United need to win the Premier League. You're not going to win it with Cavani up front. So they need to bring in a top-draw centre-forward. Now, if they bring in a top-draw...
Not even if he stayed fit?
No chance. What, play 38 games in the Premier League and score 25 goals? No. He was a top player, and he is a top player on a...
So you're a big fan of him, but you get rid of him?
He's not on a youth training scheme, is he? You know what I mean? He's going to be on over £100,000 a week. Now, if I'm bringing in a Harry Kane or a Haaland...
Paying more than £100,000 a week for Harry
Exactly.
Kane.
So that's what I mean. I've got to take that 100 grand off that wage to give to him to make his up to 250 to 300 grand. You know, he's going to bring in... Cavani's a massive... I love Cavani. I've loved it for many years. I think he's a special player. He's not going to win you the Premier League. You know, he's going to get players better. But if you're bringing in a Haaland or a Harry Kane... He's not playing. He's not going to play a game, and you've got 100 grand a week tied up. And I think.
So what if you kept hold of him? You bought someone like him in, Haaland or whoever you're talking about. You've got to bring him in at a big. I don't personally think they'll be able to get him. But I'm saying if you've got a Cavani. I keep looking at that inconsistency from Manchester United, and I feel if one of them players gets injured, a centre forward, you're talking about. He's like for like. He's an out-and-out centre-forward. So would you keep...
Yeah, but I know what Mercy's saying. I think they need to go and buy a world-class centre-forward. And also, I hear what you're saying, keep Cavani. But I know what you're saying with his wages, but somehow...
You've got a printing machine.
No, but they have to do it. They have
money.
They have to do it somehow, though. But how are they going to compete then?
They'll have to compete by going out and getting one world-class
Man United not got the money to go and compete?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they got enough money to go out and buy a world-class centre-forward and keep Cavani. That's my opinion.
You don't think so?
Plus, Cavani, will he want to really stay and maybe not even play one game, let alone...
Yeah,
you know, the players I'm
thing.
talking about, you know, don't get me wrong, whatever happens, I'm not saying Cavani's not a good player. He's top draw.
I know what you mean.